Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here and welcome to another Sega Wall channel update and pickups video. I've stuck to my word guys, we're going to keep these pickups coming. Time for a bud. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's better. I needed that guys, I needed that. Been a busy day, sorting loads of stuff out. Channel update wise, I've decided, yes, there's going to be another one of these shelves. I'm looking to sort of future-proof the Sega Wall, really, the collection, to have some shelves, even though I'm going to tidy up some of these shelves, ready for the Sega pad or retro pad room tour, which I am starting to work on, guys. I'm getting excited about that, but yeah. There's going to be another bookshelf added, just so I can display a lot of my micro stuff better. And, you know, I want loads of space to display some of the glorious artwork of the Coleco and stuff like that. As you can see behind me, the eagle-eyed ones of you, hashtag vote Sega Zombie. I'm sure you guys have seen my last couple of videos. I've been nominated by Rob Gernaldinho Plays. Thank you, Rob, so much. He's nominated me for June. So if you haven't already, guys, get over to Gaming Off the Grid and put your comments in June's YouTuber of the month. So that's exciting, guys. Really, really chuffed. I was absolutely made up last year when I won in December. And for those that you know, I had a pretty horrendous end to last year. And that was one of the highlights, it really was a genuine highlight of last year, it really was, guys. And it would be fantastic to win it again, it really would. I do have a lot of love and a lot of passion for YouTuber of the Month. I've discovered so many amazing channels through watching it, and some really good friends over the years have won YouTuber of the Year and presented it. Pete on a retro tip, Stu, he won it, Tootie UK, Chris Novabug, he done a stellar job in presenting YouTuber of the Month, and I remember really enjoying those guys. Oh, this bud is going down so well. The video that I've recently uploaded is the nostalgia video, which isn't game related, and I really enjoyed doing that. I'm sure that video should be live by now, because I've done that a while ago. And, you know, it's just been... Look, I've got so many other ideas and so many things I want to include into my channel. And I'm hoping that's successful, because to me it's passion, nostalgia, and why I am. What has made me the man I am now, I suppose. The collector, the gamer, I passionately love the memories and nostalgia, and as you guys know, that's how I style out all of my videos. So yeah, there's a bit of an update. What's your thoughts, guys, on these micro Game Gears? That's Sega's big announcement. That was pretty shocking. Apparently that wasn't the big announcement. The big announcement was some arcade fogging thing. I really don't know what on earth that's about, but in glorious Sega style, the anticipation was massive. You know, some people were throwing out it's going to be a Dreamcast Mini. Others were throwing out that it was going to be Sega and Microsoft teaming up to bring the new Xbox out in Japan and finally crack the Japanese market. I didn't kind of believe any of that. But yeah, completely bizarre. It's these tiny little Game Gear micros. I can't see them leaving Japan, to be honest, but I'm a Sega nut. You know I'm going to buy them, guys. I'm going to buy them. It's just going to happen. But anyway, I think that's it with my thoughts, the updates, and well, we've got pickups, and there's a nice amount here. We've got Spectrum, we've got Coleco, we've got Mega Drive, and I'm going to save the best till last. So first up, what should we go for? I think we're going to go for a random one on its own. And for those of you guys that watched my last pickups video, I picked up a PSP, and as you do late at night on eBay, when you're bored, you just scan through new listings on certain things. And because I just picked up the PSP, I was looking at PSP games, all the auction ones that are starting at 99p, and I bid on loads, you know, £1, £2, and one of those came through out of probably a dozen that I done. I lost them all but one, and I'm really chuffed that I won this one, and that is Afterburner on the PSP. Really interested in getting all the Sega releases, and I can remember having a lot of fond memories of playing some of these on the PSP back then, because I remember the PSP, it really blew me away. It was the first handheld that really truly seemed to have the power of a home console back then. It really did. And yeah, this looks kind of good. I'm trying to remember, I haven't had a chance to give this a blast yet, but it cost me a couple of quid posted, guys. That's a no-brainer. In lovely condition. Afterburner Black Falcon. Let me know in comments, guys, is that any good? But yeah, so the PSP collecting is underway, I suppose. It's just something that's going to be in the background, guys, to be honest. Just a bit of a little background collection. I've been talking loads in WhatsApp groups and other fellow YouTubers and retro mates. You know, all the different rabbit holes we go down, and that's going to be a theme. The rabbit holes, you know, with my recent nostalgia comic book video, it's got me thinking about the retro game magazines, and it's just never ending, guys. It really is never ending. Oh dear. But we're going to go on to the Spectrum next, and another rabbit hole, guys, another collection while I'm waiting to get more hit squads. You know, I've got one in the pipeline, one game I've grabbed this whole year so far. We're halfway through the year and I've picked up one hit squad. It's not good enough, guys. I've got to work harder to try and delve and get some more treasures on the hit squad. But a subset, a rabbit hole if you will, that I'm trying to go for is the Players games. And that includes the Players Premier titles as well. I think I've got about a dozen or so in the collection so far. What I'll do is I'll pop a picture up of the ones I've got. But yeah, I managed to bag this one, Space Ace. It was a couple of quid, guys. Really chuffed with that. It was on one of the Spectrum Facebook groups. In lovely condition. Love how it's got a green tape. I love that. But yeah, it's in great condition. Have no idea what the game's about. It kind of looks like an exploration sort of platform affair. But yeah, I'm glad to add a nice Spectrum Players label release there to the collection. And then next on it, these are nostalgia hits, these ones. And I remember this game really fondly as a kid, and I didn't own it myself. I believe my uncle had this game, and I always pestered him to put this on when we visited. And that's Trash Man. Yeah, I never owned this game myself. I think in the end I might have had a dodgy copy of it that didn't load. But yeah, I never owned this myself. It's got all the inlay. Again, this was off a Sinclair for Sales group on Facebook. So I got that one. And I also got the sequel, which I never knew was ever released, and that's Travel with Trash Man. Never played this one. Really enjoyed Trash Man. It's like a top-down view, if I remember rightly, and you just got to go around gathering the trash cans. But yeah, never ever played the sequel. Again, guys, let me know, is it any good? I can feel a Spectrum video brewing at any moment. I've got so many games to go through, and the Spectrum's all over there set up on the console desk. It's just, I've got to sit down and really get into some Spectrum. And I've got another thing on the way which will feature in that Spectrum video. Just holding out for that to turn up so I can get my teeth into a lovely specky video. And then finally, this is just absolutely amazing. I love this artwork. Again, a picture I used to draw all the time, and this was released on the Hit Squad label, but I had to put the original big box release of this into the collection. And again, this is why I want to have that another one of these larger shelving units, because the small one I've got for my micros just doesn't cut it, guys. And you'll see why, and that's Batman, the Caped Crusader. And look at that condition, guys. It's something that's like 30 plus years old. I'm really, really impressed with this. And it's all complete, guys, as far as I know. You've got the tape in there. And the thing I really was keen on getting, and I think this was about £5, which for me it's worth it just for this. And I can remember rocking this poster on my wall back in the day, guys. And that's the fantastic box art there. I would love to get this. I think I'm going to get this in a frame, and it's going to be put up on the wall in the pad somewhere. But one, glorious artwork. The guy's name has just completely eluded me. Who done all this amazing box art? And yeah, he's Bob something. One of you in comments, more cleverer than me, will tell me who that is. I know Dave, Retro Games Played Badly, always raves about his artwork, and it is absolutely fantastic artwork. And I am chuffed sick to add that to the collection. An absolutely great game. I was never any good at the game, but I can remember really being impressed with how each screen was like a cartoon cell, and yeah, really enjoyed that game. I can remember having a lot more memories of this on the Atari ST and the Amiga than I did on the Spectrum, but come on, that box art is absolutely fantastic. And this is why I'm going to get more shelving so I can have things face on in the micro stuff. So that's it of the Spectrum pickups, and I think next we're going to go on to some Coleco. And as you guys know that have been watching recent videos, I am loving the Coleco. It's an era of games that is filling the void after selling all my Atari off. And again, we're coming to rabbit holes, guys. We really are. But first of all, we'll start with the games. And first of all, a game that I managed to get off eBay. This game does not come up very often at all. It's cart only, unfortunately. I'd absolutely love to have this boxed and complete. Maybe one day. It cost around about the £20 mark. And it was from Austria. And that is Root Beer Tapper. Now, I have absolutely awesome memories of this game. I can remember there was a social club that had this game in there back in the day. I don't think it was Root Beer Tapper though. I'm sure that it was like something else. I can't remember. It wasn't a dedicated cabinet. I can remember playing a load of games on there, and Root Beer Tapper was one of those. And then the family, I can remember going out and getting Tapper on the Spectrum. That's the conversion I'm most fond of. Yeah, it's not the most perfect. It plays really well, but you've got it's hard to judge how many characters are wanting how many customers are wanting a pint of beer, because it all flickers into one, which made it difficult. But a great game. It was released on all the 8-bit micros, and I'm absolutely chuffed sick to have this on the ColecoVision. I don't believe it ever got a PAL or a UK release on the ColecoVision, but really, really chuffed, guys. And it plays a good game for the Coleco. It's a really solid port, which is like a lot of the Coleco arcade conversions back then were really strong. When you compare them with the Atari 2600, there's no comparison, guys. The Coleco just looks great, and there is going to be a future video just on the Coleco. We're going to play some games together. We're going to show off the collection so far. But yeah, Root Beer Tapper, really, really pleased. This has only turned up a couple of days ago, but I'm mega chuffed to have that finally in the collection, guys. And then that moves on to a lovely boxed complete UK release. And this is a good game. Like I mentioned before, the ColecoVision has that extra little bit of magic not just for the nostalgia, but for today. And I mentioned this before, my daughter, she's at an age where a lot of the fast-paced games that needs loads of buttons, she's just not really showing the interest in. She hasn't got the confidence to play those games, but she's really enjoying the Coleco. And that's kind of inspired me for this, because she likes the Pac-Man maze style games, and I've managed to pick up Ladybug. The condition ain't bad. I'm sure with a little bit of iron, a little bit of sorting out, I can make that better. But look at that box art, guys. Absolutely fantastic. And again, this is a very similar to Pac-Man kind of idea. And look at that, in absolutely fantastic condition. Complete with manual and warranty card, which is also important. Again, a great arcade conversion. I believe this was originally an arcade machine. And plays really, really well on the Coleco. Like I said, me and the daughter, we've had a lot of fun with this game. Her especially, she really enjoys these kind of maze games. So yeah, oh, I'm just loving this box art at the minute. I really am. Let's put that there so it sits there nicely. Absolutely fantastic. And then finally for the Coleco, something I'm really buzzing about. I almost won an unboxed one of these, and I was kind of gutted when I missed out on it. I'd forgotten about the auction, what time it was ending. I missed it, kind of gutted, but this one I've been watching in the background and I won it, guys. And look at this. This is the CBS ColecoVision expansion model number 1. Now I've already got expansion model number 2, which is the ColecoVision steering wheel, which you can play with Turbo and a couple of other games. But I really wanted the expansion module number 1. And look at the condition of this, guys. It's absolutely stonking. For like nearly 38 years old. That is absolutely fantastic condition. And I really am chuffed that I held out and got a box complete one in this kind of condition, because my Coleco so far, the box console, the module 1, the module 2, sorry, it's all in great condition, and it was fitting to have something in equally good condition. And I got this for a great price. There's a few of these turned up of late, which is handy. There was supposed to be an expansion module number 3, which was like an expansion on the memory and graphics of the Coleco. That unfortunately never surfaced, because Coleco decided to go down the home computer route and release the add-on, which ultimately broke them in the end. It was the wrong decision. But yeah, the Coleco expansion module 1 allows you to play Atari 2600 games on your Coleco. And this plugs into the front of the Coleco console, into the expansion port. And let's open it up, guys, so you can just have a little look. And what I find really fascinating about this is, obviously, their main rivals at the time was Atari, and Atari was a powerhouse at the time, and as we all know, they dominated the market. And you know, they took Coleco to court over this. And look at that poly, in absolutely fantastic condition. We've got the Coleco warranty cards and all that there. We'll just open this up and get it out of the box, guys. But look at that. Yeah, so this plugs into the front. Your cartridges go in there, and it's just basically turning it into a 2600. You've got all your buttons there. Game select, reset, the difficulty settings that you would get on your Atari. It's all there. It's a weighty item. But look at the condition, guys. And as I promised, there's going to be a ColecoVision video real soon, guys, and we'll go into more depth into this. But yeah, you've got the joystick ports on the front there, so you can plug your Atari joysticks in. And as I was saying, guys, but I got sidetracked in how beautiful this is, because it's the first time I've taken it out and had a proper look at it. And Atari took these to court because, you know, the library for the Coleco was just unbelievable, allowing you to play all the Atari carts. And Atari lost that court case. ColecoVision won, and yeah, it was all because that they built this using on-shelf components, and there was nothing actually linking it to the Atari components. So that's how they won the court case, from what I can gather. But I think that's an amazing piece of history, and it just goes again to show that the Coleco was really ahead of its time. They were really pushing boundaries and trying to do a lot of different things, Coleco at the time, with the ColecoVision. And you know, it just made the library massive. And this is the rabbit hole we're going down, guys, because I sold my 2600 collection a few years back now, and oh my goodness, you know, I wish I kept some of the Parker games, Activision games, the nostalgia ones in the collection, but I didn't. I had a guy in Poland that wanted to buy the whole collection off me pretty much, so it was easier for me to sell it that way in the end. But my God, I'm going to be trying to hunt down some of those classics and nostalgia games that I had back in the day. You know that's going to happen, guys. I'm just hoping that that's going to sit there. It should do. But yeah, as promised, guys, there's going to be a Coleco video. It's got to happen. We're going to have a Spectrum video and a ColecoVision video really soon. Ooh, so watch this space for that, guys. And then finally you're saying, Sega Zombie, where's the Sega? And I ain't going to disappoint, guys. We've got some really juicy Sega. We're going to start firstly with the Mega Drive pickups, and we're getting there. We're plugging away slowly at the full UK PAL set, guys. And some games that I didn't have, that I don't have in the collection. I've managed to bag these for great prices. I really have. And first up, we've got Rugby World Cup 1995. This ended up costing me about £4. It's all complete, as you can see, guys. It's in great condition, apart from it's got some of the passcodes scribbled in pencil, I might add, on the instruction manual. So I'm going to get a decent rubber and see if I can rub those off if it bothers me that much. But to be quite honest, it's all part of the history for me. The thing that bothers me the most is the sticker on the front. It's on the outside, so I can get a bit of rub and alcohol and get that off. But Rugby World Cup 1995. A shelf filler, I know, but needed. And then next up, another cheap purchase off eBay. Again, they're just auctions, and I'm putting cheeky bids in, and obviously people aren't wanting them. But I do to complete that set, and we've got Super Kickoff. I remember the Kickoff games more on the Amiga than I do on the Mega Drive. I don't think I've ever played this on the Mega Drive, to be fair. But again, complete, in not bad condition. A little bit of dog earing to the manuals, but to be quite honest, guys, on these sport and filler titles, as long as the condition is good and it's not too bad, general age and wear and tear, I'm not going to fuss over it, guys. I'm really not. So yeah, there's Super Kickoff. And then we move on to a game that I thought I did have in the collection, but no, I haven't got it, and that's Rolo to the Rescue, platform affair. There were many of these. Again, I'd like to say that this was maybe possibly an Amiga game, or definitely originated on a computer. It's got a very Euro sort of platformer feel about it, very Amiga-esque. So let me know in comments down below, guys. Was this an Amiga game originally? I believe it might be. But this one really didn't disappoint. Again, it was no more than a £5 spent, and it's in absolutely fantastic condition. It's got one of them god-awful Electronic Arts thick edge-alike instruction manuals. I'm not even going to get it out, guys, because it frustrates me getting it back in the box. And we've got the Mega Drive 92, 93 Electronics Arts advertisement catalogue, which I love looking through these. You guys know I love the nostalgia of these. You got NHLPA Hockey 93, Madden Football 93, PGA Tour Golf 2, Team USA Basketball. A lot of sport. We've got LHX Attack Chopper, Desert Strike, classic game. James Pond, F-22's Interceptor. But yeah, all the James Pond games. One that I do actually need is the Aquatic Games. I think that's the James Pond game I'm missing. Crew Ball, another game that I need to get in the Sega wall. I haven't got that. We've got Lotus Turbo Challenge, Road Rash 2, great games. But yeah, loads and loads in there. And I just love all that. I love the catalogues and the leaflets and fold outs. Absolutely brilliant. So really chuffed to put Rolo to the Rescue in the collection. I haven't had a chance to play that yet. It's a recent addition. And that moves us on to a game that I definitely know originated on the Amiga. And that is Shadow of the Beast. And I can remember absolutely loving the parallax scrolling of this game and its movement on the Amiga, and adoring the soundtrack. That as a game, yeah, that's a meh game for me. I can take it or leave it. It was a frustrating game, but it's got a lot of nostalgia and a lot of memories there solely for that parallax scrolling. I'm a junkie for parallax scrolling. I love it. I'm in with any game that's got glorious scrolling. And yeah, that's the Amiga release. Again, I've not played the Mega Drive one. It's in good nick. It's an X-Rental. It's got an X-Rental sticker in the corner, but apart from that, it's in nice condition. The manual's in really good condition. But as with these rentals, you get these hologram stickers. I'm sure I can get that off. And yeah, really chuffed to add that, and it's another EA game down. Oh, this one's got that horrible pop-and case. Stay. But yeah, and then finally, the last Mega Drive pickup of this video, and that is Galaxy Force 2. Again, not in bad condition. A little slight ripple to the inlay. Nothing too drastic. It's just in the middle there. Galaxy Force, I remember this. Played well in the arcades. The awesome sprite scaling, as Sega did in the arcades back then. But this never got a great home port, and I don't think it was that great on the Mega Drive. But yeah, really chuffed to add this to the wall, and in fantastic condition. So that's another 5 games down, guys. I think for those of you that are interested, I've got 135 to go for the full PAL set. And a lot of those are going to be the filler titles. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys, with the Mega Drive. Oh, and that leads us on to the final pickup of this video. And I've been watching Retro Boovie. He's up with me. He's been nominated by Rob for YouTuber of the Month. I believe Retro Boovie, I did give him a shout out. He had a channel a while ago, disappeared, and he's come back, reinvented himself, and he's put a good half dozen videos up so far. So his content's been regular, and I found out that he's actually collecting the Phoenix games on the PlayStation 1. Now, late last year, before the tragedy that happened to my family, I was picking up loads of bundles, as you do, to flip stuff on, so you can generate some money for the stuff that you want. And I picked up a really large PlayStation 1 bundle that came with about 50 PlayStation games, 50 PlayStation 2 games, a PS2. I didn't show it off for obvious reasons, but yeah, I've sat on that. I've not really done anything with it. I've offered it for good prices to fellow tubers and the like, and I'm sure they'll put that up in their pickups videos. But there was a Phoenix game in there, and I'm not going to give it away because that's for Retro Boovie to do, but we've done a deal. And it's a Sega Saturn game, guys. And I've been kind of toying with the idea recently because I have been selling up some of the collection that, if I had endless amounts of money, I would keep this stuff. But I'm letting it go because, one, I'm not really playing it much, and it's not set up. I've got the console set up that I'm playing at the moment. You guys have seen that, but the one console that I didn't was the PC Engine Duo. Now, I haven't had that long in the collection, just a little over a year, but I felt the time was right. There isn't the nostalgia there for me, and I'm happy to have the PC Engine Mini just to fill that void, and that's what I'm going to do. But I've sold that on to a fellow tuber, Roller Core, Eddie, and he's made up with that. Go and check his video out, guys. He's done a video of that. And I've sold a few of the games onto tubers that haven't, apart from Tootie, there's a couple of other tubers that have not announced what they've got, so I'm not going to spoil that for those guys. But my point I'm making is I've moved that on because there's stuff I want in this wall that's going to cost a lot of money, guys, and I need to raise the funds, and I'm buzzing with these editions. I don't want to give it away, but it's Sega and it's really special, and I've got space now, guys, which is key. I've got the room in this Sega pad to get the stuff I've longed for, and that's what I'm going to do. So that's why the PC Engine and the collection has been sacrificed. And I've gone off on a tangent here. The point I was making is, because of selling the PC Engine and what I have in mind that I want to replace it with, I was kind of thinking about thinning down my Sega Saturn PAL collection, because I play predominantly Japanese Sega Saturn. There are games that I'd never get rid of in the PAL Sega Saturn collection, but I was going to go for a complete set, and I'm kind of thinking, once I've got my Dreamcast full set, I'm going for the Mega Drive full set. Do I need any other full sets in my life? I don't know if I do, guys. The Dreamcast and the Mega Drive are the ultimate consoles for me, and it's important for me, I think, to have those full sets. The Saturn I absolutely adore, but I'm never going to get a full set. The Japanese library is immense, at least 1,500 games, if not more. I've heard people say it's nearer 2,000, so I'm never going to get every Sega Saturn game. There's a lot of really expensive Sega Saturn games that are, boom, so expensive, and they're shockingly bad. So, I have been tinkering with the idea until I done this deal with Retro Boovie. Anyway, there's the background on it. Let's get it out of the way. So I've traded this PlayStation game and a PC Engine game. There is relevance with the PC Engine story for this. And that's Swagman, guys. Look at that. It's in absolutely fantastic condition. And this game was going for a large price. It's dropped recently. Considerably dropped in value. But Retro Boovie has done me a fantastic deal on this game. It's in really good condition. Surface marks to the disc, which ain't an issue, but the manual is in absolutely brilliant condition. Really nice condition, guys. And it's a game I've never played. I've never played Swagman. So looking forward to giving that a blast. I'm hoping it's half decent. Because like I said, just mentioned, a lot of these expensive PAL Saturn games really ain't all that. So I'm hoping this one looks interesting. It's kind of like a top-down sort of platformer adventure game. Kind of reminds me of Zombies on the Mega Drive, that kind of layout. And yeah, looking forward to giving Swagman some playtime, guys. So wow, this is a big hitter. Added to the Sega Saturn collection when I've not really been collecting PAL Sega Saturn. It's kind of sparked me to say, well, Scott, don't be hasty. Continue just slowly picking up the Sega Saturn PAL games. But ultimately, I do sit there and think, well, there's certain games that are worth a lot of money and I just don't play them. I've got no interest in them. And I do think, should I trade them up for some lovely Japanese Sega Saturn games that I know I would play, you know? So that is an absolutely stellar deal by Retro Boovie, and it doesn't end there. He's chucked in a couple of manuals, which the generosity is just unbelievable. Thank you so much, Retro Boovie. He sent me a manual for True Pinball, an Ocean release on the Sega Saturn in lovely condition. And the one that's really blown me away, guys, is this one. And that is In the Hunt. And for you guys that know your Sega Saturn, the Japanese version of this game, I think it's around about the £50 mark. But if you want the PAL UK release, In the Hunt, you're looking at 150 to 200 quid for this game. And he sent me the manual for nothing. That's absolutely unbelievable. So I'm blown away by his generosity. I really, really am. Thank you so much, mate. Really chuffed with that. But you know what? I own the Japanese In the Hunt. But, you know, if I see an incomplete PAL version, that's going to come in handy, isn't it? So there we go, guys. There's the pickups. As promised, the last video was a couple of weeks ago now. So I thought it was best. There was a lot to go through. So the video didn't drag on too long. Let me know in comments, guys, about any of these games, your nostalgia for them. And ultimately, let me know. Do you want to see a Coleco video? I definitely want to do one. So let me know. That's it for this video. Until the next time, guys, I'm Sega Zombie. Goodbye.